Divine Sunshine, and this is the Playground Experience. We have here my lovely host here, Kathy D. and April Williams.
The birthday girl.
The birthday girl.
Aloha.
Yes, yes. Please, before we even get in, so you can get your little minutes of fame in, especially with people viewing in, tell very quickly about how you're going to celebrate your birthday on tomorrow.
Oh, it's actually later tonight.
Later tonight? Okay, yes.
Yes, at 2.
Oh, well, it's going to be already on now. Well, they can watch it over there. They got replay, right?
It'll be early in the morning, actually. It'll be tomorrow. So if you get a good night's rest tonight, depending on what time you see this, it'll be in the morning. And I'm going to start before the moment of my birth and then go a little bit after, kind of close it. Okay. I'm excited about it. I'm feeling the vibes because it's my birthday. I wish well for us all, right? So,
what time were you born?
Oh, that's a good question. Beep. Just kidding. You know how sometimes I cut off when I'm away from my normal spaces? Electronics and us energy folk. 11:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
So now I have to convert it myself.
Okay. What are we talking about? Oh, please.
That's 4:43 my time. That would be 3:43 your time.
In the morning?
They're 5 hours apart. 5 hours apart, right?
That's no. I think it's like at. Okay, that's you're 6 hours from the East Coast.
Yeah. I'm 6. Bertina's 5. So it would be 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, it would be 5:43. For Divine Sunshine, it would be 4:43.
Okay.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So you just absorb that through the waves. unless spirit got you on that vibe where you wake up miraculously at 3 for some reason.
Yeah, lucky princess. Don't wake me up early. I'm usually up by 5. 5 because
start your day off with a dose of the DF on pure channel mode.
Yeah.
There might be song, there might be toning. There will be a good time.
Oh Lord, speaking of, is that it? Who's it?
So, what is all of that? What does all of that mean, people? Okay. That means we're going down the rabbit hole. And this is an introduction for the Playground episode. I don't know.
I know, it's crazy. You know, we started offering the Playground experience with the 3 of us on it was right around Thanksgiving. So we're coming up to it will be just a few months and we're going to be a year together.
Wow.
We're going to have to do something spectacular.
That's totally amazing. Oh my gosh. That's right. I was taught how to set this up. I didn't set up the other side, so you're going to see all that. I'm trying to, okay, why am I doing this? Why? Because I'm aiming at perfection. That was the whole point of everything, right? Why didn't we start this? Why aren't we doing our channel? Why isn't this up? Why don't we do that? I think we're all kind of doing that a little bit, right? Humming and hawing and aiming at perfection and then refusing to actually start. But when you look down and you look up, it's actually almost been a year. It's crazy. Did she just pop some champagne?
I don't know. She popped something.
She popped it like it was hot? Because I heard it was hot. Fire hot.
Princess popped some champagne. Princess did. My dog. I need water. As usual. Yeah, when duty calls, when furry duty mommy calls, you got to get up. So,
yeah.
So I think
we were just saying that we started the Playground experience right around Thanksgiving last year. So we're coming up on a year of being together.
What? Get on out of here.
because
Wow.
we started offering the playground on Black Friday.
Sure did. You're right. Sure did.
So we didn't start our videos, but we had formed a union
Right.
a year ago almost.
There you go. What you doing? Ah,
Was that when those big earthquakes had happened?
because we all came together, three powerful sources like that of energy, and we created that momentum
See, and we were supposed to come together in March
in
or
time.
in April together with Divine with Jupiter 1111, and see, then COVID broke out. See, so they're keeping us apart.
Yeah.
I think they are, because there's a huge energetic pulse whenever we're together.
It is.
But
That's right.
they don't realize that, because I'm seeing it happening from different channels, like
Mm-hmm.
different spaces. If you guys ever go down the clicking rabbit hole of videos, I'm sure you have. And you see that there are people on similar wavelengths, but there's also a lot of things that need to be course corrected. And that's where we
Mhm.
came in,
Right.
because we were seeing things that weren't in like genuine alignment with the actual switching of the vibes, switching of the vibes, aka the raise of frequency of the Earth, the planet, and the twins coming together, and that comes in with self-confidence and union, which they've been desperately trying to program us via our televisions, right,
Mhm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
That and years of oppression and like these weird like political dynamics that I don't think actually, well, they existed for whatever political, astrological reason, I guess. But the time is now. The kids are here. We're doing it. We're doing the work. We're on the playground.
And you know, it's becoming more and more as we go further into this year 2020 and more down this path, this adventure. We're seeing that where we've been told, you know, we were lighthouses and we're the light and we're this and we're that. When we look at the whole picture, you know, before, depending on where you were when you first heard that, before you're thinking, okay, I'm the lighthouse for my DM to find me. And now we're starting to see that not only are we for our DMs to see us, we're for the next wave of twin flames to see that their stuff is going to be moving quicker than ours.
Mhm.
And that we're, you know, not, and then we're also for our children and our children's children, you know. So that lighthouse before, where I kind of saw it as like this little stick, and now it's really becoming a substantial lighthouse. You know, all I need is a foghorn pretty soon, and I am ready for business.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. They started off as a match.
Yeah, that's what.
Or a lighter.
She was at a concert. She zoned out, and then she woke up in
A
love.
small tea light candle, and I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, because I got it from the dollar store.
And all that's together.
Candle. I hope she got a plate or something under there. You know, I liken it to the 13 grandmothers, which is an organization of 13 indigenous grandmothers who are making aware the prophecy of the rainbow children, the creators of the new world, like this thing that brings this essence that brings us together. And this is that last, I feel like, ditch effort of confusion to separate the, what was it, the wheat from the chaff.
Mhm. Yeah, that's it.
And so we have the ability to empower each other and each other and ourselves to keep going, to keep moving, to be inspired. So, what would the earth have you do? What is your actual calling? And you get to sit there and put yourself in the best vibration possible to get there. And that's going down the rabbit hole.
Right. And right, go on.
Well, the actual definition, though, for a rabbit hole is it refers to a bizarre, confusing, or nonsensical situation or environment, typically one from which it is difficult to educate oneself from. So it's kind of, the whole Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole.
Mm.
And if you are new to this adventure, it does seem quite nonsensical. And that's where, before going down the rabbit hole, you can get very confused and you can get lost. You can get caught on routes and things, and you just kind of sidebar and go here and go there. But the main thing, as we go down the rabbit hole, you have to be true to yourself. You have to know who you are as a divine being. And that's for anyone, any kind of relationship. You have to understand your power and your strength. We're so much more powerful and strong than we ever believed we could be, and probably a lot of times still do. And we really have to let that go and understand that, as Jupiter 11 says in the greatest selling book in the world, it says, that we have all of these gifts because we are encompassed into the family. And when you look at it that way, there is no reason why we can't heal. And which April is an amazing example of that. She is, and if you've never worked with April, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Energy healer. Just like unbelievable. I'll tell you, I mean, my oldest daughter is like, she's like Mother Earth. That's just, Mommy, that's what I think Mother Earth is. I mean, she absolutely loves, I could tell her, go clean your room. I don't want to. April said, go clean your room.
She's going to get a hugging.
I know. And I said, I'll say, April said, go clean your room. Okay. Like, what? If Mother Earth says to do it, she'll do it. But, and that's the thing. We can do these things. We have to have that belief in ourselves. And if there's nothing through this almost year that we've been together, and then we started these videos, in December, January, go back and look. If you don't see the amazing power in both of these ladies, and really even,
including herself.
I was going to say, even including me, and, not to, be egotistical about it, but my growth in what I have been able to do is amazing when I believe in myself. You've got to get there. Then that makes that rabbit hole go from something that you can't seem to get out of to something that you enjoy. Then you're Alice, just kind of floating around that in your little blue dress with your white pinafore, and your skirt's just flipping and flying, and you're just floating and you're enjoying it. And that's where you've got to be.
You can be any of the characters, right? So like, where did you get the definition from?
Webster.
So Webster has a very specific perspective. And depending on which origin that you start to break down, like Holy, Greek, all of these things, not that I've done it, but I do it for other words when I start going down a rabbit hole, right? Because words are spells, and what you say comes into reality. So words that are spoken, especially in their phrasing, are very important. And so often, I'm not going to get into that spiel. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. The point, right, is that Webster... Alice
it wasn't Webster. It was Oxford.
Oxford is one definition.
Mm-hmm.
And so depending on the character, right? So if Alice wrote the definition, she would definitely agree with you. But if you were the Cheshire Cat or the Mad Hatter
or the rabbit
or the caterpillar, the rabbit, man, I would not want to be that character. Always late. But I do kind of feel like that sometimes.
That's the Capricorn right there. I'm late. Gotta check that watch.
The caterpillar was just up on that rock, just puffing.
High as a kite, yeah.
I'm good. We're good.
Well, and then there's Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh my!
I think I dated them, but I don't know.
That's so cute. I could see you.
And to all ex-boyfriends that are watching, I do apologize for any offending. So,
but thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you. I am still alive and have all my teeth. Thanks for asking. But
Which one am I? That's an insult.
Tweedledum. You know which one you are. So,
if you have to ask.
If you have to ask.
Dang.
then you need more self-confidence. And that's a whole nother episode that we did this year. Do you remember the time?
But you know, April, that makes a wonderful point that depending on where we are in our lives and in what character we're embodying, because we all do, we do the masks. And when we finally come into who we are, our own character, that rabbit hole takes on a whole new definition because it's all different for all of us, just like the journey's different for all of us. And that's, you know, that's really, I think, the main thing on with these rabbit holes. And can I just say, please, to everybody watching, especially if you're new to this journey, or and it doesn't matter where you are in this phase, in the phase of this journey, be so careful to what you listen to. Please. I see so much stuff out there, and we all say it all the time. Everybody's journey is different. So you can't give any absolutes. I think the only absolute I can really think of is they feel like home. And that's it. I mean, you can't go on signs, and you can't go on age, and you can't go on religion or geography, or, you know, everybody's different. That's what makes us so unique and so beautiful. Please believe, and really, before you believe something, digest it, sit with it. How does it make your gut feel? How does it make your body feel? Do you feel tension anywhere? If it does, check it out. Ask somebody else. I mean, we have all of our emails up. Shoot us a question. I mean, just a general, hey, I was reading or I was listening to, you don't even have to tell us who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they said such and such, is this right? And I mean, you'd get 3 different answers from us, but I can guarantee the bottom line is always, you know, it's going to be go with your gut, and everybody's journey is different.
True.
And you have to, we're coming into this time where we're letting go of things, and we're burning bridges, and things are moving away that we don't need anymore. Don't hold on to these old paradigms. Please don't. That's what we've all year been trying to get you to let go of.
I have something I'd like to add to that. I used to say have to, and the have to carries the weight of the pressure for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not resonating with have to, you can say get to. Like it's an honor. Like I get to. This is my life. These are the process. I get to heal from this. I get to focus on myself. I get to learn self-love. I get to learn boundaries. I get to learn how to authentically care. I get to learn how to be present, right? Flowing. Mm-hmm. And often, you know, from the moment of our birth, just the way that majority of, at least Americans, as far as I know, are born in hospitals. It's a very traumatic experience, right? Birth itself is very surprising, but it can be done as naturally and as comfortable as possible. So if you and don't get me wrong, you shouldn't feel bad or anything like that. If depending on how you've had your birth or how your birthing experience was, it's just part of our collective learning, right? Because Divine Sunshine has often mentioned how much this is a learning planet. It really is. It's an enjoyable learning planet when it's in balance, when it's in full and flow of as without, so within. It's got to be an honor to be here, because not everyone gets the chance to be you. Not everyone gets the chance to have this life, this body, this experience. And we can do it with as much beauty and light as possible. So what we can do is kind of look at where is now, because I like to look at it like a timeline. What is it? A timeline. So now, forward, back in time. So we can change nothing here. We can affect here. And here it is. So forgiving the past, releasing that part that holds the wounding, that part that holds the regret or fear because of XYZ.
And the guilt.
Huh?
I was saying the guilt. Did you say the guilt?
Yes.
Okay.
we can get back to now and then add on to that dream, because if we hold on to this, we're actually going to try to attract more of it to keep the stream
Mm,
going. But if you change the color, kind of, I don't know, it's almost like it's a weird 3D map in my brain, like you're painting your life, you're painting your existence layer by layer, and you can affect it either slowly or quickly with a quick change or a quick blot of paint. The scene
mm,
changes because we all have these cycles, especially now that we're inside, we're internal, we're now kind of coming within. We get to look at what our heart actually wants, what our heart is speaking, and it usually is in beneficial for all. If it's when you have your heart kind of shut down and you're blocked with resentment or pain, and you're holding that trauma, that fear, um, which can come very early and continue to build, you can stop the real natural flow. And that's why you often see me kind of start swaying, kind of start moving the body, because when you allow for new spaces, and this is why we recommend dancing. I'm coming up with a course right now. I'm pretty excited. So that should be it's ready in a month. Help me, accountability team. That's you guys.
nah, you don't say. No.
I said it.
Who, us?
I said it on the recording. Now the
Yes,
people
you
heard
did.
me. Oh, and why I didn't do that book club, because we never talked about that. Because this is a rabbit hole, people. This was a rabbit hole.
That's
It's
all.
a very, very intensely powerful book. And for me to go into it really quickly,
It's
my
injustice.
yeah, it's not fair to what they're teaching, because it's a broader spectrum, because there's a masculine side and a feminine side, and then when they
Okay.
connect and meet in union, there's also how you raise your body as a child. Like, it tells you the construct of your whole energetic system from the point of the Tao.
Okay.
It's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. So I don't want to disrespect that, but I think there's some things that I can touch on that wouldn't be offensive that I'll put out.
Okay.
Gotta trust your gut.
Yep.
Because once you start unleashing these energies, we want to keep it simple to begin with, because you're going to be astonished at how magical life becomes.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts to become really a distraction. It can trigger you, actually, if you do it too much quickly.
True.
And that did happen to me. I had some really interesting stuff happen.
Explain.
Drop Dead Fred.
Expound on
Oh, that was one. That was only one. Yeah, Drop Dead Fred. That was a real life thing. I don't want to tell that story. Okay, that's a nice story. I think if I take, it's going to take me too long to do that.
Can you get the cliff notes of it?
We'll give you Friday. You could
really
tell it.
What I really wanted came to me in such a way that I did not understand it and did not necessarily take it as an opportunity. I saw all of the fears, the pitfalls.
Okay.
It triggered me so harshly that I put up every wall I had and shut it out. And it would have been amazing. I just done it. So is it a regret? No.
Okay.
But it could have been one if you know how to, but I know how to release regret, right? Because it has to do with the value of now, which was the whole looking forward, creating like blotches of paint. Very art. I don't know if if that visual works for everybody. I'll work on different visuals for that, but I think it would be really cool, like if everyone just took the time to just be in the now with no attachments, with no descriptions, and then see where your mind starts to lead you, see where your thoughts start to take you. Is it thought-based, or is it emotion-based, or is it body-based? How long can you stay in the now? And then raise the vibration towards a positive future, especially if you're in a stressful environment or you're used to the negative mental patterning. I find myself often that the pain will start and I will realize that it's holding a memory or holding a wounding that it came in layers. Like it was like a little tiny thing that started nitpicking at me until it became a pain in my body. And I was like, oh, okay. Let me just release that thought. Let me just be now and know this. And then it changed the emotion, the feeling in the body, the energy raised. But that's only because I'm constantly flowing and moving and seeing and checking in with my body, checking in with my emotions.
Mhm.
I feel like most of us don't check in until they're carried away, until
True.
we're in like a state of
Ah.
April, can you give a good resource for people to check into body pains and how it connects with their emotions? I'm hearing people say, well, what do you mean check into my body? What do you mean? Like I had said earlier about feel the tightness, feel the pain. I don't think people are understanding there's a correlation. If anybody has any experience, ever been to a chiropractor, there's the correlation between body parts and muscles and vertebrae. But April has a wonderful way of explaining how emotions and your body react. And now I know firsthand because of my situation, anger is held in your liver. As odd as that sounds, it is. And so as that's released, my liver has gotten better. And as well as, diet and exercise and doing, what I'm supposed to do. But as those things are released, you get better. And many of our pains, our aches and pains, which should always be checked out by a physician. But if they don't find anything, there's probably something definitely spiritual going on. I mean, I've heard of people saying, I've got this pain in the whole cervical womb area and they can't find it. So what they just decide to do is take it out. Well, it was a perfectly healthy organ that they just took out because nobody could figure out what the thing is. So April, do you have any resources? Because I know sometimes I've gone to Google things and I wind up, especially, with my feet, everybody knows I was having those electric pulses through my feet and I still get strange things where like one or two toes go numb and stuff. And I wind up on some kind of podiatrist site instead of anything spiritual. So can you kind of guide us on maybe a book or a site or something? Or your home phone number? No.
I'm gonna channel for you. Let me see. I think I see your number getting blocked. Can I wait? I'm actually gonna look her up real quick. There's a woman that I studied, but obviously didn't study too hard. she
was good, but yeah.
She sold natural supplements and stuff like that. Usually when I do spiritual reasons for.
Okay.
And then that's the precursor, like the pre-search words for the thing that I'm looking for. Spiritual meaning of back pain. Spiritual. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah.
She sells supplements. She has a really cool book about everything within the body in terms of how it flows with like naturopathy.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna have to get back to that because I haven't. I have addiction. Oof. We were just talking about that today. How I was gonna go back because we were all supposed to meet up in April, and I was gonna go back and be able to look through all my books and look through because I was driving my library from California to Indiana at my mom's, and I was excited to meet all of you ladies, and I saw it. They're like, it's happening too soon. It's happening too soon. They're too powerful. We'll never stop it. And it's like, oh, we're gonna get powerful right now as it is. We're gonna be so strong.
Girls, we'll just go get powerful all up in Indiana. I got my family there. You got your family there, April. Bettina, you've got sorority sisters and stuff there. We'll just all go and be all kinds of powerful in Indiana. They won't know what hit them.
Yep.
All right then. The crossroads of America.
Mm-hmm.
Where my mom lives. Let's see. That just happened actually. The big cosmic crossroads. Is anybody else at a cosmic crossroad? I'm still trying to look for this book. I
Yeah,
don't think
good. I
it's in
thought
here
that.
right now. Now I gotta find you. Where are you? Hi. Nice to see you again. Oh, I'm not even plugged in, but I'm doing okay right now. Oh, I should get it together. Hold on, give me a sec. Keep
Okay.
going down the rabbit hole, ladies.
Okay.
Oh, we get to enjoy our lives. I'm just happy to be. I'm thankful to be with you, lovely ladies. I'm thankful to have grown so much in this year. And, you know, the whole process of awakening and assisting the divine feminine in her re- reclamation, right? The reawakening. And it's happening like this ripple when there's layers and we're all getting downloads and we're all so valuable and important in this flow. And that's what I'm thankful for. So happy birthday to me. You guys are my gifts.
Oh,
Yeah.
now watch. She's going to be asking for the receipts later, but you know that one doesn't fit.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. So as I think about the rabbit hole thing, and first thing I remember because I had the book Alice in Wonderland, and I read it kind of profusely a couple times. But as age is going on, I've forgotten some of the storyline, but I remember some of them. I do from ABC Stories when they do the movie about Alice Wonderland and the actual one. What is interesting about the concept of going down the rabbit hole from the Alice in Wonderland aspect is understanding that each time that she went in there, she changed size, which lets me kind of think about how when we're going down the rabbit hole, sometimes we find ourselves shrinking, which is making ourselves much smaller. Some instances we might find ourselves making ourselves larger because we feel like we might want to be overconfident, as we're saying that we have to use that ego to get us through. And then sometimes we'll find ourselves as we're exiting out, we come right back to our true size, which is our true identity, which is an interesting way of, again, saying about going down the rabbit hole, how that is, it stretches you. And that's the way I came from it. You stretch. The drink is the truth, or the downloads that come along, or the triggers that come along, and how you can be able to use that as a way or a metaphor to help you understand about what that metaphor, that rabbit hole experience is all about. Yes, it does cause distortion, but to me, that bring it to me, it causes you growth. It stretches you in a way that maybe you have not thought about, and you find yourself stretching to different circumstances and situations that life bring you as well. As far as also, you got different characters who act as different catalysts, such as in the Alice in Wonderland thing. You got the Chester the cat, him and his craziness of madness, and after a while, she had to kind of understand.
We're all mad around here.
Right, he had to try to
That's
understand.
my favorite.
In anger.
Right. And like, what the hell he say? Did he just tell me to go where? What the hell? Okay, all right. Let me figure this out myself. Like, I got to rely on my own true self to know which way I got to go next. I don't know what the hell he said in that room. So, you know, and that's the same thing that we have to do uh, in life. So that's interesting, like I said, what we brought about using the term the rabbit hole experience. We had offline before we got on it. We had like a nice discussion about how different viewpoints of seeing it. Like rabbit hole could be a good thing, but it could be a bad thing. Is unless you let the experience kind of take over and overwhelm you, then yeah, you can get swept up. I've had many conversations and talking to people, especially when they had this twin flame experience. How to me, I see them go down the rabbit hole. He ain't doing this. And then before you know it, the conversation, they talk about them or they talk about their childhood. And you say, oh, hell, here we go. We're getting swept away. And you can see it just like a tornado, like the Wizard of Oz, just going around and around and around. He's like, ooh, I need to get off this sucker because I'm telling you, you spinning and you going all the way down. You down almost into the Earth's core where you're about to get burnt up from all that molten lava that's down there. So how do we stop ourselves as far as when we get into the negative side of the rabbit hole? We talked about the positive thing, but let's really talk about the negative also, as well as what do we do when the rabbit hole takes us a little too far? And we really start to sit there and we start understanding the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat all of a sudden because they talking our language. They keeping us in that continuous loop. So what do we do then?
Phone a friend, buy a lifeline, but that it depending on how deep you are in there. But gratitude, stop right where you are, and remember life is happening for you, not to you.
That's a good one.
And then you just have to start being grateful, and it can be little things. I mean, you might think that everything in the world is going absolutely wrong and backwards, but you've got to start finding gratitude and in everything. There was one that Divine Sunshine, you and Jupiter 1111 did, and it was one of the ones where you guys still could be together and do your videos. And it was that you were grateful for, a cup of coffee, and how you were talking about how Source then takes that gratitude and says, well, heck, if you're happy for a cup of coffee, wait till you see what we got next.
That's right.
And that's the thing, it's one thing to say, I'm grateful for my house and I'm grateful for my beautiful children. And I'm grateful, but we've got to remember, I'm grateful I have matching socks that don't have holes, or I'm just grateful I have socks. I don't care if they have holes or not, or they match. I'm grateful, I have some form of light. I'm great. It's the little things that we take for granted that we really have to go back and think about, that other people in other countries don't have. And we really need to put that gratitude on it. Because when we're grateful for those little things, it kind of pulls us out of these rabbit holes, because these rabbit holes get us into a lot of what ifs. And ifs and buts were candies and nuts. Oh, what a party we'd have.
Hey.
So we've got to start with gratitude. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, I picture them. The spirit is showing me it's like almost like a person who is like rock climbing, but it's the opposite. But they got those harnesses and weights.
Rock falling.
Yeah. But it's like them caves, those caves, and they got that harness.
I've done that, rappelling.
Right, and you going down, and so they're like that gratitude is like that. Okay,
see, they are falling.
Yeah, that's such a cool metaphor.
Right, and so you keep on having that gratitude. It's like that. It's like that harness that's keeping you still as you're going down and down, descending, but it still keeps you kind of, again, in a different way, grounded the other way. We think about grounded down, but sometimes it's got to keep you above the earth too as well, because you can get so deep down into that rabbit hole. So that's what they say gratitude was. It's just like a harness. We keep you tied to yourself or to your true identity of who you are when you're doing that. So April, what do you say for those ones that when they do go down the rabbit hole, is this the negative way that is spinning too much? Is spinning.
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Take one deep breath that you concentrate on. You can concentrate on numbers. You can you can do the box breath if you want. Just start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can.
Okay.
And without having to totally put yourself off the rails, just know that you're uncomfortable. Just recognize, I'm uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And let the air come in, and let the breath come in, and let the body kick in. It's natural, I guess I wouldn't call them defenses, just the natural effect of it, the natural flow of what it means when you actually take a breath that's not labored with thought and emotion. Usually when you are in that super panicky mode, you're shutting down, you're curled in, you're just kind of taking that, you're hardening, you're refusing to flow. But once you breathe, just like when the child breathes with that hard cry or something, they take that breath. And then it allows for that space to come in, and they can fully alchemize, in other words, change or allow the emotion to travel through their body when you're rabbit holing. So that's the start. Once you've got a good breath, once you've got emotional relief, you can then grasp onto something that is real versus the repeated cycle that you're going on, which is I like gratitude as an attachment. I like the where am I? Here I am now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to, because we call it time jumping. This is an aspect of time jumping. So I can feel this emotion. I know I'll feel this emotion. I know I have felt this emotion. And you want to pick something that lightens you if that's where you want to go, right? If you want to stay in your rabbit hole and you want to defend,
Right.
and that if you want to defend your, what did he say in that video about brain health and like making, moving forward? It's like if you defend your weaknesses, you can keep them, something like that. If you defend for oh man, I wish I could quote that better. I'll go and watch it again. But basically,
Which movie is that?
it was a YouTube thing that I sent you guys earlier
Oh,
about
oh,
brain. The guy was
Yes, yes.
talking on stage.
Okay, but I like that. Yeah.
It was a really cool concept because it's like, yeah, you take ownership of that. If you're gonna say, well, I know he's not with me because I'm too fat and this and this and this, and it's like you're not actually fat or any of that. None of that really matters when love's concerned. What matters is you're not confident enough to receive that love, even if it's right there.
oh.
Why am I making the money and I do this and that and blah blah blah? Yeah, now you're putting that off. You're not even allowing yourself to love yourself because you now say that you know what I mean? So the rabbit hole is, and if you're having this negative spiral
Yes.
and you don't want to have it, right? Because you have to not want to have it. It can be a very addictive thing. Our emotions, when we go off into these negative habits that we're used to, that we built strong pathways in our brains to get to our emotional state of that nature. So sometimes it takes a little bit to rebuild it to go into that positive spiral, that positive energy. I found that sometimes pleasure is so good, it's hard to hold it in the body, right? Like we can refer to it. I mean, I know that sounded sexual, but it can be accompanied with anything. Just like the love of a parent, the love of a child, the love of a pet, the love of just being out in nature. When you have the space to just breathe and be and connect with you, you can create much better vibration for yourself now and in the future versus if you're holding on to the spiral. Now, don't get me wrong. If you feel negative, you don't have to say, I'm ruining my future by feeling negative right now. It's like, hey, no, you're not. You're taking the time to acknowledge that I feel negative and I don't want to feel this way. So, yay, hurrah. I don't want to feel this way. So what do I want? And then I go off sometimes on a tangent. Then I go down a rabbit hole. From rabbit hole to rabbit hole, ladies.
Oh Lord, have mercy! Not the continuation part. Part 2 and part 3. No, but yeah, like you say, going down the rabbit hole. As long as it's productive, because sometimes like if I might go to the now positive ways, I might go to the rabbit hole when I'm thinking about ideas. Like, okay, yeah, now we could do this, and then it curtails and say, oh yeah, we might could do this. And yeah, add this into it. And then before you're like, and then you're like, oh my God, this is really junky and messy. I done added too much stuff to this. And I got to kind of pull out and take some of these ideas off. And so sometimes your creative juices and you're thinking about like your mission, like I've heard people say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And I'm like, okay, this kind of like curtail it down to, okay, you might understand. No, I understand my madness. And I'm like, okay. Look like you might want to like take one thing. No. Before you know it, they're creating more and more rabbit holes in that kind of spin. So to try to help them to kind of bring all those things together, as you see a person doing that, how can you help somebody that's kind of going down the rabbit hole too? Is there anything that you will give as well as you can see somebody's going down the rabbit hole? How could you help them? Or should you just say, just let them spin by themselves because they might drown you?
You have to offer, and that's the thing. It's got to be offered advice or offered suggestion. Because there are some people that, like you said, want to go down that rabbit hole. They want to claim those weaknesses. They want to make them theirs. They want to make a flag out of them. They're going to fly them proudly on their front porch. I mean, they are very proud of these things. So it's usually one of those things that it depends. You know, if it's your soul family, you can kind of be a little more, shall we say, abrupt with it. You know, snap out of it. You've seen the signs. You know what, you know, the universe and source has for you. You know, get out of it, and then you can name off things. But if it's somebody else and you're just kind of watching them begin with this, you have to, you know, just tell them, hey, just breathe. Just stop and breathe. And like April says, you know, look around, look at what you have, look at these things, you know, and then if it's gratitude that they connect with or whatever, but just if nothing else, just have them stop for a moment. Now, if they choose then to jump right back into that spiraling rabbit hole, then let them. I mean, you can't, if they don't want help, they're not going to get help. And that's with anything. If a person doesn't want help.
To lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, what? You better drink this water.
Now, some of those colloquialisms aren't positive. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Again, come back to where you're listening. Again, know your boundaries, right? Because if you're in a state of being called to help people,
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand your boundaries, and that's going to be key to not getting sucked down into other people's rabbit holes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you really want to spend that time with them to help them do that. But often people, only you can pull yourself out of your own rabbit hole, as with Alice.
Well, and if other people pull you out, you then almost become codependent on that.
Mm-hmm.
That you're going to go down that rabbit hole, and then somebody's going to pull you out, and you finally have to be able to pull yourself out. So yes, you can, you know, offer someone advice, you know, or a suggestion, breathe, you know, think about it. But sometimes you have to let them spin for a little bit until they get dizzy enough to say, hey, I don't like this and I want out of this. This isn't what I want.
What say, April?
I said, and then they'll hear you. Yeah?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people hear you, but late. Like it's like
Right.
when you get a joke late.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh.
Or you miss what Source said 2 years ago. I mean, you know, it's funny how these things happen, but you know.
I said that to you 5 years ago. Now you get it.
I'm slowly removing the hefty bags. Yeah, well, we told you 2 years ago to get rid of it. Yeah.
I guess, but there's, like I said, there's things you know. There's things you know you don't know. But there's things you don't know that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes those hefty bags, you don't realize you're carrying them. Even though you got rid of some, you still have others.
Mm-hmm.
There's always opportunities to continue to learn and keep enjoying this experience and vibrating into what it is you would like to manifest, what it is you would like around you.
And just a side note, just a separate rabbit hole. If you have, especially been on this journey for any length of time, I'm not meaning 2 weeks, you know, but
hey,
I know you've only Divine Sunshine, you've only been on this 2 weeks, so you're. But look back at what the way you wanted things to turn out when either separation happened or you haven't met them, or however, you know, how you expected them to come in. Was it the night on the white horse or whatever you expected? Go back and look at that. You know, think about it and go back and look at it, and then look at where you are now compared to where you were then. And you know what? I am so thankful Prince Charming did not ride in on a white horse and swoop me away when I wanted to, because I would have missed all of this.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is the important stuff. This is the good stuff. This is the meat and potatoes. You know, and this is where I needed to be. And that's why Source didn't let it come in.
True.
And that's where we've got to, once again, show gratitude and show growth. We've got to see our growth. We're not the same people we were.
No.
and be thankful for that.
Now I can still see being happy. I can still see it as it is stands right now and continuing on the path for now. I've got
You're breaking
permission.
up a little bit, hon.
Yeah, bring it up.
I'm breaking up.
No,
Am I
just
breaking up
Yes.
still?
We're breaking up with you. No, I.
just trying to do your sultry voice, and I couldn't hear you. No.
Oh, can you hear me now though?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so they're breaking up. No. So
Thank you, Jesus.
so
It's time.
well, I was just saying I could see being in union now with the current circumstances and still continuing on this
Right.
path and better, right?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And so being open to forgive yourself in the sense where, okay, that didn't happen, but yes, now is now, but I can still have right now. Like everything is still in line to be in flow right now. So
Mm-hmm.
thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yes. 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 You're
It's
right.
that it's that question. If they showed up at your door, are you ready? And looking back, when you thought you were ready, 9 times out of 10, you look back and you go, yeah, no, not so ready. Not ready. But like you just said, it's one of those things, once you're in union with yourself, yeah, they could show up at the door now and throw the door open. Hello.
Remember, they're not ready. Well, they may not be ready for you.
Right. But I mean, I'm just saying, that's the one test we say to give ourselves is to, look at you and then say, if they showed up today, how would you react? Would you be ready? Or would it be one of those close the door, oh my God, my hair's not done, kind of thing.
Oh, you mean would you be triggered into not receiving?
Right. That's what I was
Triggered
saying.
into not receiving. Triggered into not receiving. Did you hear that?
Right.
Because you are receiving a gift, right? And they are also receiving the gift of you.
Mm-hmm.
So if things are in the proper alignment, then yay, let's do this thing.
Right.
And if not, burn this mother to the ground. Just kidding.
And we're back to the bridge burning from Lionsgate.
Off with their head.
Oh, she's the Queen of Hearts.
Right.
Now I hear, what is it, Juice Newton song? Playing with the Queen of Hearts. No one that is really smart. There you go. You got me to sing, April. That was my one time.
It's recorded. Yes, we got it.
And there, for any of my family that is watching, there was my one karaoke attempt. Ta-da!
You did it.
And we understood the tune and the melody and everything. So that was good.
I know, and I'm not allowed to sing Happy Birthday. You don't know what groundbreaking movement that is right there. And everybody's got it on video. So
I used to sing that all the time at the restaurant.
Happy Birthday or Playing with the Queen of Hearts?
Happy birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was something I was going to say. I can't remember. Okay.
Back before the age of masks, people would stop me on the street and said, "You sang me happy birthday." And I was like,
Now they say,
I can't hear you, darling. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm trying to see what something is. Whatever. All right, it's meditation time. What you got for us?
okay, so what I'm feeling is a lot of hard hearts, a lot of cold, a lot of sorrow. So what I want to do.
Let me go things before you get started.
Burning some extra sage for this one. We're going to do some deep cleaning, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this in any time, space, or dimensional reality in which this internet exists. And YouTube is a thing.
This is magical.
You remember Catholic Church? I did Catholic Church for a while. My mom was really into Catholicism. Do you know that we are going to enter into a meditation today? Amen.
Wait, ring the bells, Bertina. Ring the bells. That's because then you got to have that. There we go.
There you go.
Now we're in mass.
I have everything ready. Mother Mary on top. Here we go. Amen. Raphael and Michael, are you here? Can I get a shout out? Amen. Okay, anyway. I'll stop doing that. I don't think we can really meditate.
That's wonderful. The
Laughing the
right
whole time.
experience.
I've heard of laughing meditation.
Mhm.
Okay. Everybody, take some deep breaths with me and set up your egg, your force field of protection. I want you to feel in your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Kind of just gently rock back and forth, front, back. Move your knees a little bit, your ankles if you can. Just gently get a little bit of motion. Take a deep breath. See where you have tightness, where you are blocking energy flow. I want you to curl inward, curl in. I want you to make yourself like a little ball. And I want you to then breathe out you can and just squeeze into the ball. And now take a deep breath in and open yourself up. Open yourself up. Just start to wiggle again, shake your whole body. While you're breathing, just allow the space to enter into those points of tightness. Breathe. And if you're in a lot of pain, I want you to do this real slow, real delicately, and notice. And take your time. Your body is speaking to you. Your body is making you aware of you in the now. Where are you holding tensions or fears from the past? And where are you holding tensions and stress from the future? Just keep breathing. Just keep allowing your body to rock. If you find yourself getting stiff and still, I want you to just move even slower. On your next breath, go ahead and take out a big like I just did. Allow the air to exit out of your throat and reverberate energy through your whole body. Let your body make a sound. What's going on within you? Take a deep breath in and let it out with another sigh. Yes, yes. One more time, and we're going to do it long and slow. Take a deep breath in. Let it stretch out your lungs, the top of your chest as well as your lower abdomen. Just stretch everything. Good. Open, open, open. And reach from deep within you and let out every pain, every tightness with that. So now that you're here, now that your body is talking, I want you to take your hands, clap them together a couple times. Just wake up your hand chakras. I also want you to stomp your feet too. You're in your body, all right? You're connecting with the earth as you stomp your feet. You're remembering. If you can't stomp your feet, be gentle with yourself. Now separate your hands slightly and allow energy to build between them. Just breathe that. The energy can come from all the space around you. Just let it build up in between your hands. Allow that ball to grow as you flow. Let it to build and concentrate in between your fingers. Your fingers are now directing this energy. The energy is gold. The energy is gold and green and pink. The energy is just pulsating from the earth to you. And blue. And red. It's like a gold ball with this pearl finish. And it's every color. Oh, it's a nice thick gold now. And I want you to take this energy ball and I want you to now direct it to your chest and put it into that beautiful, beautiful. Allow the space to come in. Take a deep breath. Breathe it in. Breathe it into you. And let it stretch you out from the inside. Let it lighten you up. Let your heart sing. Let your heart speak loud to you. What do you desire? And hold yourself in this peaceful space. Own this light. Own this healing. Own that you did this for you. Everything you're experiencing now is because of you. The power and beauty and strength and love of you within you and this beautiful universe. Thank you for being. All right. Everybody come back, come back, come back, come back. There we go. I want you to tap your heels, tap your toes, tap your chest, and pull your ears if you want to. Take a deep breath in your jaws. Yeah. Let that space come in. Because when you move around, you're letting that space come in. We did a lot of energy healing. I felt a lot of stuff fall off of people who had brick walls on their hearts right now. And it's not that we need to rehearse the story. The story is not what makes us. It's the beauty and love that we share and our echo in this pond that allows us to be. So there we go.
Ooh. Oh, beautiful.
That was fun.
When I did that,
years worth of meditations.
Yeah. When I did that experience, for me, I felt two angels. It was like if the ball was stuck right here, I felt two like Samuel and Charity go in and like push it in much further. It got stuck right there, and then they just came. One was on one side, one was the other, and they just say push it. They put it that gold lights, that gold ball. They put it around with a fuchsia pink light, and they pushed it in further.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How about you, Kathy?
Sorry.
I said, how was that for you? Were you able to hear me?
Oh. Yeah, I could hear you. I had to take a plug out to hear what was going on outside. It was really good. I felt a lot of energy move. As it, mine's coming especially down from my root, and then moving that and opening that up, and my heart. It's that was something I got this morning, was the phrase heart work. And they said heart work, and then tomorrow not or something about tomorrow never comes. So that was
do it today. That's right.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, and that was a song too. So, but the heart works is what they that I got.
Oh wait,
so,
that's a song. What's
heart. No, tomorrow never comes. Zach Brown
Can
Band.
you sing that?
Can you pantomime
I can't,
How about an interpretive dance? Can we have an interpretive dance?
Yes, can we have that, please? Thank you. Please.
When I was a little girl, I used to do those fun stuff. I would do interpretive dances.
I threaten my students that if they don't listen, did you understand that, or do I need to do interpretive dance? And you should see them all. They go, no.
I would totally be like, I want to see an interpretive.
Yeah, we know you would.
You would be. You'd be that one kid I'd be like, really?
Yeah, I was a bit of an interesting child. And so now I'm an even more interesting adult. And so by the time get in my latter years, I'm going to be the coolest, craziest one around. Or they'll be like, finally, we get her. She's awesome. All the kids coming in get me. They get me.
Or
They
that
get my
cool
extraness.
and that cool grandma. She's cool. She smokes weed with us too. No, I'm
She tells us stories of the old days. No, I
Well, yeah,
juiced
because
it.
by that time, by the time you're a grandmother, that'll all be legalized, and you can, just buy it in the grocery store.
It's juice, ladies. Live enzymes. That's what you need. You were talking about the masks that we wear. I was able to help edit a lot of material for, well, not a lot of material. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, it was Wowza. Wowza offers this really, really cool. You use the exercise ball. You relax and release your spine, and you start to heal trauma. And it's amazing. She worked with Essalon. She's like a really cool. Once it's up and running, I'll definitely share it with all of you guys. But it's amazing work, and it's built. She's like she's like almost 8. She's almost in her 90s, but she's like younger than like most 30-year-old. You know what I mean? Like physically, she's got
right.
all that stuff on tap. Amazing.
Wow.
And we can do that too. We're here, right? We're learning about this now, so we can care for ourselves now. And the sooner you do it, the faster your process. You see it. We start to do these openings.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
These meditations where you have them yourself. You're channeling. You're seeing things. In terms of, it's got to be manageable, because if you have it in a state where you're unmanageable and you're not working in the actual plane, then that's a whole nother level of avoidance, I guess you could say.
True.
So anyway, that's another rabbit hole. See, look at us.
That's what I think.
We're trying to end this episode. Rabbit hole.
Insane. Beautiful. All right. Get in the mail. Yeah. So as we end our session of the rabbit hole of today, is there any last words or anything else, or have we kind of say it's a wrap there? Is there any last thoughts, or you want to say that for the Q&A live on Friday, which will be again, I'll be at what time we put it, 6 o'clock? Or
Wait, 6?
What time is that thing? 6 p.m.
So that's 7 me,
right?
1 you, April.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 1 April. All right, there we go. I like take over, please. Jesus, take the wheel on that.
Jesus, take the time converter.
Please take the clock.
I'm glad we're in the same currency. Good night.
Good night. Yes, thank you. Please take it, Lord.
Or language. Could you imagine that one?
Yes.
Interpretive dance it is.
There you go. I can do that now.
We play charades.
Goddess.
I can do that. That I can do. All right then, ladies. All right, you also, again, join us on Friday for all of that good stuff. Again, if you want some of that more Jedi mind tricking, that daily dosage of how to be able to switch your mind around on and off and be able to have it that rightful thinking through hypnosis, make sure that you get our own Kathy D at pineapplefishlifecoaching.com. Get that good stuff there of how you can be able to do that. No, she does not do fishing, but she can do that for extra fee. All right then. And yes, and for this our own Hawaiian goddess, happy
Mother Earth.
Birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday.
I think you woke up and sang that in the mirror this morning.
Yes, your own happy birthday Hawaiian queen here. Go to this made for this goldenlife.com. to get those beautiful meditations that she has for us, and then also help you to find out again, like we talked about, Kathy had talked about earlier, about where you're housing some of that hurt and that pain. Make sure that you come and check her out, and she's got the apothecary stuff that's going over there too, the salt baths, the herbs, the oil, not this stuff. Watch it, folks. The good stuff, the legalized stuff that you can get also from. Okay, Kathy, be quiet. You can get from. Wow, white queen goddess over there as well. And also, if you want to,
Oh, I have a sale going on right now for Lionsgate, just so you know. I might extend the sale.
Okay, go speak it. Speak on it. It's your time.
I got a sale going on right now for the Lionsgate. You can get any of the a lot of the smaller products for $8.88, and it's a good time. So I also have a special code.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Rebirth 2020. Let me check this. Rebirth 2020, because it's time to rebirth you.
All lowercase, all uppercase.
I don't think it's case sensitive.
Okay. Just any kind of case, just put it in.
In any case,
just in case, put it in.
We don't birth you. We are going to be your spiritual midwives. If you want spiritual midwives, try the Playground Experience, and you can get the Playground Experience at the website. She's selling it at Divine.
Oh, that's the right one. There we go.
We don't even know where we are. We're just, we're here.
Divine Unisouls 11.co, where you can get an hour with each of us. I think the sale's ending real soon, so I suggest.
Yeah, prices are going up. We're becoming popular, folks.
Yep, sure are, really. And that's no joke. We're not pulling your leg or pulling you down the rabbit hole. But we got that as a drinking game on Friday. Every time we say rabbit hole, you gotta take a drink.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so
stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated. That's a good thing. So yeah, so for real, we are. It's going to be ending. We only had to keep it there for the Lionsgate thing. So you also afterwards, and we've been pretty much in high demand here. So we will be changing the prices. They will be going up. Again, you got an hour's worth for each one of us. So you come up with, those of you all that's been kind of like straddling the fence saying, I think I might, well, I just wait. Well, I'm telling you, time, like the gate, is starting to close. And so again, if you want to hop on and get that good stuff from all three of us, the spiritual, the mind, the body, all those things. And again, for you to have a holistic approach and a healing, you've got to hit all of those areas for you to really have a whole, complete process of a spiritual completion going on as far as that. So make sure that you check out the Divine Unisouls 11.co for that good info. Hey, that's hey!
Yeah, there she goes. There she goes.
There we go. And of course, if you like the stuff that we're throwing down on this channel, make sure that you click like, share, and subscribe. Smash that notification button so you can be able to get all of that good stuff as far as when we're going on live and when we have updated and downloaded our newest video of the week. All right then, ladies, let's get us on out of here. I'll start first. I'll leave the birthday girl for last. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you. Kathy D.
Wishing you your best life ever. See you soon.
All right, and April Williams, get us on out of here. Send us out.
Stay blessed. Stay golden.
All right, then.
Aloha.
Next time, y'all, till Friday. See you at the live.
Bring your questions.